Now let's discuss that shortcut for finding the average little more elaborately, right? So this is again, right, in your exams you may not get 20 elements, 30 elements to find the average. The idea is always the application, that is the properties of the average. But if they give you some, let's say a table with 7 or 8 terms, or maybe less than 20 terms, still you can use this basic idea of how to quickly identify the average, because you know doing it like adding all the terms and dividing by the number of terms will take it little more time, right? So just use this basic shortcut and definitely it will be helpful for you. So what is the basic idea of the shortcut? First, assume the average, any convenient value, it doesn't matter, right? Whatever the value you feel like, okay, this should be the average for this list, you feel that convenient number, pick it. Then subtract the assumed average, whatever the value you have assumed it, subtract with each and every term in that given list, and make a note of it. Maybe when you are subtracting get a negative value, make it negative. If you are subtracting gets a positive value, then make it positive for a clear understanding. Whatever the deviations you got, right, whether it is a negative values or positive values, the negative deviation lesser than the assumed average or more than the assumed average, you add all the deviations, sum all the deviations. Basically, after summing all the deviations, you find the divide by the number of terms. You basically find the average again, right? After identifying all the deviations, you find the average again. So whatever you got, right, after dividing by the number of terms, whatever you got, add the value to the assumed average. Maybe if you have got the negative value, add it with it. If you have got the positive value, add it with it. That's all it is, right? So this is what the 5 steps you need to do to use the shortcut. Okay, it will be really helpful for you. We'll do one small example to understand this with a 3-digit number. Let's take a look at this example, right? Find the average of 124, 130, 132, 135 and 140. So there are 3-digit number and there are 5 values there, right? It could be any number of terms, the same logic will use 5 steps. Step 1, assume an average. Right now 124, 130, 132, 135, 140, looks like somewhere it should be around 130, right? So maybe you want to try something 135, it doesn't change anything, right? So whichever convenient, take a number which is convenient for you to do that deviations. So let's assume the average, we'll assume the average as 130. Okay. Now 124 is 6 less than 130, so minus 6. 130 is equivalent to 130, so there is 0 less. 132 is 2 more than 130, the assumed average, and 135 is 5 more than the average, and 140 is 10 more than the average. Okay. So let's sum all the deviations, the next step. Sum all the deviations, minus 6 we have 2 and 5, 10 we have, so 15 plus 7, 15 plus 2 which is 17, 17 minus 6, 17 minus 6 is plus 11. So overall you have 11 overall in the sum the deviation, but if we have to find in the average, average means the divide by the number of terms, which is in this case 5. So what is 11 by 5 is 11 by 5 is 2.2. So your assumed average is 2.2 less than the actual average. So that means add, final step, whatever the value you get, add with it. So 130 plus 2.2, which is nothing but 132.2. 132.2 is our correct average for this 5 numbers, right? So that's all the basic things, right? So 5 steps, quickly you can do it.